Hello there and welcome back to the channel. In the last session of Spiritually Conscious Soul 101, I discussed the current and prevalent signs that prove the Wicked Enslavement Forum is accelerating its agenda and what humanity can expect in the months and years to come. I said that 2023 is a pivotal year for the rollout of certain measures that will ensure the compliance of all world citizens and a non-reversible trajectory towards slavery to a one-world authority. I'll continue on with this thought in today's session. But again, I need to appeal to viewers to subscribe and like the video if the message resonates, so that this channel can remain relevant in its purpose of proclaiming an important message for humanity at this crucial juncture. Okay, let's move on with today's presentation. I want to draw the viewer's attention to the intent of the central bank to roll out the CBCD, or Central Bank Digital Currency. This is a convenient way for the average citizen who uses online banking to buy and sell, or to pay for the services they subscribe to. It seems very convenient for most to be able to make their transactions this way, as very few use a paper system or cash to keep their lives on track. With the CBCD, a digital wallet will be necessary to expedite the transactions, but everything will be recorded. The central bank will have complete control of what you can do with your money. This could be ominous for many citizens who have been used to some degree of control over their finances. And yes, it does raise questions for those who have become increasingly suspicious of governments who have subscribed to the Wicked Enslavement Forum. As a reminder, that happens to be about 194 countries. When a government authority has complete control over how you spend your money, it's a scary consideration. We only have to understand what has happened in China and the need for those citizens to scan their digital IDs in order to transact or travel, and have the color code on the scanner go red instead of green, a scenario that places the individual in a holding mode. Yes, it's a scary consideration of the power that a system can hand over your personal life and the lives of your family. Another scenario that could be as frightening is a sudden decision by the smaller banks to shut down, literally overnight, the transfer of digital money exchange, or severely limit the amount of an exchange, thereby disrupting the individual citizen's ability to pay for possible life-supporting services. Now, I apologize that due to time constraints for this video, I cannot give the source of this snippet of information I'm about to share, because I do not have the time to go back through a ton of my usual source info in order to find it. I do, however, consciously remember it being said by one of my news providers. So please don't take it as something written in stone, because it probably isn't. What I want to share is that in May of 2023, one such announcement might be made. That is the overnight shutdown of digital exchange, as I've already mentioned. It is one of those events where we will just have to wait and see if it does actually take place in May of this year. That's just around the corner. Okay, let's move on. Another issue that has more to do with the high inflation rate and is becoming more prevalent every day is the billions of dollars that are going to the current war effort in Eastern Europe to prop up a corrupt regime and edge us all closer to World War III. One can imagine the impact of printing all these dollars must have had on the inflation of the world economy. You must have all experienced the need to adjust your personal home economic budgets to accommodate the incredible rise in living costs that we are currently seeing. In my own life, I've recorded my monthly budgets from January 2021 to December 2022, 24 months, and it has risen 23%. I've also included a projected figure for the month of March, and by adding the first 3 months of 2023, this figure has risen another 2%, that is to 25% overall. I've now budgeted out of my meagre pensioner's income an extra 25% above the original January 2021 amount in order to accommodate our household's constantly rising expenses. This relates to increases in food costs, costs of fuels, cost of increased taxes, and home insurance. I kid you not, this would be a scary scenario for us were it not for the understanding of our oneness with the universe and our connection to the universe, plus our co-creative ability with Source. I want to close off today with something one of my favorite YouTube Unity Consciousness mentors, Mel Rentmeister, said in a recent video about the month of March 2023. She says, March will be a month of decisive change for humanity. Oh, what does she mean? I'll give you my spin on it. The individual will be inundated with increased information about the life support conditions, that is, the cost of living, increased governmental control, the escalation toward a nuclear war, and the risk of financial loss. These threats are very real, and the individual will need to take back control of their own thoughts. This comes back to humanity's proclivity toward fear, of which the negative polarities will feed. Second line. Astrologers see evidence of planetary and personal life changes. I imagine the planetary changes might refer to the out-of-control weather blamed on human-induced climate change being experienced in many countries around the globe. This change in weather patterns is causing the glaciers to melt and the sea levels to rise, which over time will flood all cities and communities currently at sea level. Included is also the pollution aspect of humanity's continued reliance on fossil fuels and plastic wares. All this certainly would qualify as planetary changes. Personal life changes are humanity's need to adjust living conditions to suit all these planetary changes, plus the need, as already mentioned, to take back control of personal thought life. Mel's final thought about March 2023 is for a personal evaluation of future action. What changes do you personally need to make in this month of March? Changes that will lead to an increase in your vibratory presence and security requirements. There is much we can take from her perceptions. In light of how quickly these changes could come about, will hopefully serve as motivation not to procrastinate on your co-creative plan. I encourage my viewers to start today. Keep in mind what I said about the fear element in the previous video. I know from my own experience that I can feel really strongly about universal principles one day, and overnight changes can suddenly appear, and those old intrusive negative thoughts, patterns, the ones I thought were dealt with, suddenly reappear, to bring a negative feeling of impending doom. This will happen to the strongest of us. Instant recognition of it will save you hours of lying awake trying to sort out the mess in your head. Take strength from the universe. Ask for the synchronicities to be sent for the assurance you seek. Well, that's all we have time for on this expose of Spiritually Conscious Soul 101. But before we close, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. It is vitally important that should you agree with the message, you encourage others to subscribe, and in doing so keep this channel alive. There isn't much time left for us to get the real news out to the world. The censorship beast is gathering momentum. Should you like to make a comment, you can go to the website listed at the bottom of the screen and use the comment section. Thank you for watching my channel. And be sure to catch up with the latest material on the next viewing of Spiritually Conscious Soul 101.